Hey Taurus, it's Suzanne here with Sunny Forest Tarot. Welcome to 2020. Oh my gosh, we're in the new decade. Very exciting. I am going to do a little bit of an intro today, not long, but just to start off the new year and to talk about a couple of things. And yeah, so first of all, you're going to notice a little bit of a new look to my channel. It's really, honestly, it's an excuse to take my mug off of the thumbnails that I used for my channel. Honestly, that's the worst part of my week, is trying to find a decent picture to post on those. I don't like doing that. I don't like pictures of myself. So, I've transitioned to using my artwork that I do in my spare time, that I used for one of my decks. I just enjoy doing it. It's a way to quiet my mind completely. I know a lot of you do a lot of things to do that, whether it's meditation, listening to music, gardening, even driving, so that's what I do. So you're going to see that on my thumbnails and probably in more decks to come that I enjoy creating. It's something that's fun for me. It's another part of this hobby that that I enjoy. So I hope you like that. Personal readings, I've enjoyed doing the personal readings in 2019, and I will continue to do them in 2020. There is a new permanent option, so you can check below in the description box. For those of you, that may not need a half hour or more, there now is a permanent 15-minute option if that's something that you're interested in, or if it's something that you want to use to, dip your toe in the water a little bit with getting a personal reading. That's fine. So I hope that you take advantage of that. And again, I always respond to you. I try to respond to you as quickly as I possibly can. And yeah, so I will continue to do that. One thing with general readings, and again, I don't talk a lot about really anything but the readings when I do general readings. So this is kind of unusual for me to do, a longer intro like this. But, I really believe the general readings are simply an extension of your intuition. So, if you're not feeling a reading, you're not feeling it. It's okay. All right. Sometimes pieces of are gonna resonate. Sometimes, the whole thing will resonate. Sometimes it won't, and that's okay. Again, there are so many lovely readers out there, and different readers are going to tap into different things, and they have different ways of reading. I don't see any two that do it exactly the same way. So, and I feel like that's to everybody's benefit. I'm not afraid in my readings to speak to specifics. Sometimes the reading will be more specific. Maybe it'll only resonate with 100 people, and those 100 people are going to appreciate it. And so I'm not afraid to do that. I read it how I see it authentically every single week, and that's how I do it. Okay, so I hope that it serves you in some way, but if it doesn't, it doesn't that week. Okay, and I'm okay with that, and hopefully you are too. And most of you have heard me say in readings that I don't do reversals in general readings, and I don't, and I will continue not to do that. Sometimes I don't set up my cards completely properly, so something will turn up in reverse and I will flip it over, and that will probably continue to happen, and I apologize for that. I'll try to be better about that. But in every deck there is an equal balance of light and darker energy, And for a general reading, that's really, in my opinion, all I need for my readings, at least right now. I do use reversals in personal readings, to delve deeper. But, for me to do that in a general reading, I don't feel it's necessary. And you can agree or not agree. That's okay. You are not judged here, okay? I really, and I say that quite a bit in a lot of the general readings. I know that a lot of you come to tarot on YouTube because you feel like you don't necessarily have a lot of people to talk to about your situation, or you feel like you're going to be judged. That's not what I'm here to do, okay? Not at all. I don't do that in my personal life. I really try to respect people as to who they are and what I appreciate about them, and I kind of leave the rest behind. Okay, so yeah, so you're not going to be judged here. I come from a place of love and friendship towards you, and truly trying to help you, and that's it. All right. So most of you are, when you are coming to a tarot reading on YouTube, you're either looking for new love, or you have a new attraction or new connection of some kind, or you're on a break with somebody or in some type of separation, or you're having challenges in your connections. You might be together with somebody, but it's not as happy as you would like it to be. And then for some of you, you're together with somebody and very happy. I'm really hoping that those people don't spend a lot of their time watching tarot readings, just because you don't need it. All right. Yeah. So most of my readings are geared towards people, in probably the first 4 categories, with a focus on, people who are on a break or in a separation of some kind, or having challenges of some kind. I find that that's where the majority of my readings go to. Sometimes it's completely about new love, and sometimes it's not. So that's kind of a breakdown of my channel. I live in Buffalo, New York. Buffalo Bills just lost, unfortunately, on Saturday against the Texans. Congratulations, Texans. I love snowy weather. We have a lot of snow on the ground right now. It's beautiful. I recently moved from Atlanta in 2019, and I do have 3 dogs. Some of you are more aware of them than others. Just to tell you briefly about them, Barney, who is my little guy who is always in my office with me when I'm doing readings, he has his own little couch now. So he hangs out over there, but he always gets excited when I tell him I'm going to do readings, because he knows that, he's the sweetest little guy on the planet. I just can't imagine my life without him. And Pebbles is Barney's sister, and Pebbles has she has 2 really bad legs, arthritis. She used to be a leaper when she was a little puppy. Like, she would just leap off things that she shouldn't. And she ended up hurting herself pretty badly one time. And so she doesn't get around too much. Barney and Pebbles really don't bark without any purpose. Pebbles especially, she's very quiet unless she's hungry or unless there's a new person around. But my 3rd dog, Boogie, he's the one that you typically hear in the background, and he is the protector of the house. So he will bark at the monster squirrels that are outside, dogs that are walking by. If a leaf falls off the tree, it's a big deal. So he's the one that you typically hear. And sometimes when he goes nuts, he triggers all three. You know, Barney will look at me sometimes and like, you know, Mom, what am I barking at here? So I apologize. You know, I mean, a lot of you have been so kind with your comments, but I do feel bad when they interrupt the reading or they're barking in the background. But, you know, I try not to keep them in the crates too often. Sometimes I put them in there just because I don't want to deal with the interruptions. But for the most part, they're out, and, you know, they will make themselves known, especially in the Aquarius readings. Aquarius, Sagittarius, I feel, and Virgo hear from them more than anybody else for some reason. So, all right, guys. So that is my little introduction. And we're going to do, I'm actually doing 2 readings in one today, okay? So this is going to be interesting. Let's start. Oh, that was a terrible. All right. So this is one of my decks, okay? It's called Words of Light and Clarity. There are actually 2 sections to this deck. All right, as you can see here. This section is about connectors, which is what I'm going to be using today. It'll be the first time that I've used the connectors section. And then this section is about actual words of light and clarity, okay? So you can see that they look a little bit different, okay? So connectors, what connects you? All right, that's what we're looking at today. So these readings might apply to, you know, whatever point you are on the relationship scale. All right, so you're just going to have to trust me to see how it works. All right, so I'm pulling 2 cards, 2 connectors for the first reading, and 2 connectors for the second reading. All right. And the first deck that I'm using today is the Wisdom Seekers Tarot by David Fontana. Beautiful deck. A little harder to shuffle. Very high quality cards. Okie doke. And then I'm using my tarot deck that I created. So you're going to recognize the artwork in the thumbnails that I'm now using. Okay. Oh, this one wanted to come out. Okay. All right, so this is reading number 1. This is reading number 2. All right, so this is going to be a less intuitive reading, all right? So I'm defining what each card actually means before we do the reading, all right? So this first card is what attracts this person to you, okay? The second card is what do they genuinely like about you, all right? And then what makes this person think about you? And then finally, why did this person come into your life? All right, so it's going to be the same for both. And then finally, at the end of each reading, I'm going to pull 2 Kipper cards, which are actually fortune-telling cards. All right, All right, so let's take a look at the connectors for reading number 1. All right, connectors, travel, going on holiday or on vacation. So this could mean that you have either met somebody, possibly at a holiday party while you were traveling, or you're getting ready to meet somebody while you're traveling, or maybe around a holiday or a vacation, okay? Second one, we have, a tragedy or a death. So there might be a situation, this could be how you came together with somebody, or this could be how you're going to come together with somebody. This is a part of life, we know that. And tragedy can be defined in a lot of different ways for a lot of different people. What you might define as a tragedy, I might not. All right. So you might relate to one of these cards, both of them, or none of them. All right. So that might be a telltale sign that maybe this reading isn't for you, and you can jump to number 2. All right, so let's look at the first card. What attracts this person to you? The Hermit. Okay, so this is a card of, I feel like this person feels like, you have a very reflective quality, or they see that in you. They like the fact that you may not speak before you think about it, or that you may not just, you don't speak without thinking. You're reflective. You take the time to think before you speak. And you might be on the quieter side. You might be a little bit more introverted, okay? Maybe not. Maybe in certain situations you are. Other situations your extroverted side comes out, but maybe in relationships, this is something at least that this person really appreciates in you. I appreciate that quality in people. I definitely do. Okay. And it might make sense that this person sees you on the quieter side, especially if one of the connectors is a tragedy or a death, God forbid. That you might meet somebody under those circumstances that, causes you to be a little more on the quiet side. Yeah. All right. So what do they genuinely like about you? All right. So we have the Prince of Cups, Knight of Cups. Okay. They see you as, you might have you might be good with words. Okay. When you are the person that, you may not say a lot, but what you say is very intriguing to people. Okay. It makes people think, and how you make somebody feel. I think you pay attention to that. Like, it's important to you to leave a room better than how you found it. Okay. And I feel like this person appreciates that about you. Knight of Cups is, you might have a swagger or a romantic way about you. You may not be afraid to speak your feelings. And they like that. They like that. So in other words, again, you might not say a lot. You might not be the person that engages in a lot of small talk. But when you speak, you have interesting things to say. Okay? What makes them think about you? 8 of Swords. Okay, so we're going to need a clarifier for that. We absolutely are. All right, so we have Temperance. 8 of Swords is a card of keeping yourself, inside your thoughts, okay? And that might confuse this person a little bit, even though it's fairly consistent with these first two cards, okay? Someone that's reflective, possibly a little bit more quiet, somebody that might have a lot of great things to say, but, is selective about when they say them, all right? And then we have the Eight of Swords clarified by Temperance. I think they appreciate that even though you can be a little bit confusing to them, you might go very quiet when you're angry or when you're trying to figure something out. You go inside yourself. I feel like this person appreciates that. They might see it as that you're healing from something else or something that you're trying to get over. All right. This is also a card of patience. I feel like this person, will be patient with you. They see you as a very peaceful person. This is a very peaceful energy. And if you do meet somebody while you're traveling or going on holiday or vacation, that might be when your best self comes out. You know what I mean? Because you're not encumbered with work and stresses and daily duties that you have. So that might be when somebody gets to see, this very peaceful, patient, reflective, loving person. All right. And finally, why is this person going to come into your life, or why did they come into your life? Eight of Cups. All right, so we have 2 8s here. This person could have come into your life because they were moving in a new direction, and their new direction pushed them towards you. We're going to get a clarifier for this one too. 10 of Swords. All right. They might have had, a pretty intense breakup. They might have had, an experience with a really challenging person. And it's almost like this is the energy that this person always wished they had in their prior relationship. And it was like you were just dropped out of the blue. Like, this is what this person needed. You are what this person needed at the right time. I feel like timing is a big thing here. So, the 10 of Swords, can be seen as a betrayal. This person could have been betrayed by somebody. 8 of Cups, they walked away. But like I say very often with the 8 of Cups, even though somebody's walking away, they're also walking towards something. And that something, I feel, is you. And I feel like it's a complete opposite energy of what this person was in. So, and if you're in a connection with this person, you know that this person left something that was really not good for them. All right. They might have hung on much longer than they should have. And what could be happening with you in their life is, if you came into their life even before this was over completely, it might have been that catalyst that push them over the hump. I'm not saying that you push them to do that, but for some of you, I feel like that could have been what happened here. And when we get tragedy here, that might have nothing to do with you, but with the person that's coming into your life. All right, so we're going to pull 2 Kipper cards. Kipper cards are similar to the Lenormand deck. All right. All right. All right, so we have expectation, and then we have privileged lady. Okay. All right, so this person that is either in your life or coming into your life, I feel like this is more about how you both want to treat each other. It's like the expectation here is not this. This is what we're leaving behind. It's a peaceful, loving, reflective type of connection. It's a mature connection. Privileged lady, what do you think of when you see that? You think of, somebody that has had it easy in life, okay? I feel like what this is saying is somebody feels privileged that you came into their life when you did. And I feel like there can be a huge mutual respect between the two of you, especially, if you connected over, some type of tragedy, again, whatever that means to you. Or if you met while you were traveling or on vacation or during a holiday party of some kind, it might have allowed you to show an aspect of yourself that this person needed to see. Like, that's not a quality necessarily that comes out in you in every circumstance in your life. This brought out a special quality in you that this person needed to connect with. Like, there was a reason that the two of you met when you did, for sure. All right, so that's what I have for reading number 1. And now we're going to move into reading number 2, okay? All right, so let's just move these out of the way. And we'll move these up for Taurus, reading number 2. All right. First connector we have universe, God, divine timing. Okay? How many of you feel like the universe brought you together? All right? So that's the first one. The second one we have school, teacher. Okay? Maybe some of you are connecting at school with somebody, or you're connecting with somebody who is a teacher. Maybe you work with a teacher. You never know, okay? And it can be both of these together as well, all right? All right, so the first one, what attracts this person to you? Page of Cups. All right, so you have a little bit of a youthful quality, and you have no problem being a little bit fleeting with how you speak about your feelings and love in general. Like, you might have been a little bit flirty with this person, okay? You might have been the one that sent, some very light text messages that, that alerted this person that you had a little bit of interest. Like, you might be a little bit, and I don't call it this is game playing, but just a little nudge, so this person might have picked up on the fact that you had some interest. I think they like that quality in you. Like you're playful. You're playful, and it comes from a loving place, okay? What do they genuinely like about you? All right, so we have the 7 of Wands. All right, so they actually like that you have a little bit of a spark in you. 7 of Wands can be a little bit of a defensive energy. But I feel like in this case, while you might be good at defending yourself or defending other people, which this could absolutely be about, I think it feels like it's, what do I want to say there? I'm looking for a word. Let's clarify it in the meantime. All right, so we have 4 of Pentacles. Okay, that helps. So it's like you'll spit something out, and it might be a little bit shocking to hear it. And then you'll hold back, a little bit of a cat and mouse game. It is a little gamey here, okay? A little flirty. I feel like you have, in this reading, I feel like there's a lot of charm here that this person is attracted to in you. Like you see the lighter side of life, and I feel like you try to highlight it, okay? And with that, it could be that you're connecting with somebody that is, very, very structured, very by the book, has a hard time finding this lighter energy that you're providing this person. They really enjoy it, all right? And it almost feels like a case of opposites attract. And then what makes them think about you? Queen of Swords, yeah. So the person that you're connecting with, I feel like in the past has really kind of gone the hard route as far as how they have learned their lessons. And what I feel like they're thinking about is how easy it seems for you to be in that lighthearted energy. Like they're thinking about the contrast between how they are and how you are, and how much they love how you are. You make this person laugh. You do. You make this person feel good about themselves. And they're realizing, gosh, why did I take such a hard route through my life? Why didn't I enjoy things more? Why didn't I have more fun? Fun. This has been a little bit absent in this person's life, I feel. And then finally here, why did this person come into your life? The Fool. The person that you're connecting with here has been very structured, not a risk taker, somebody that, needs all of the steps to their plan and executes them. Even if, they could realistically skip step 5 and 6, they still do them. All right. I feel like the reason that the two of you came together is because you probably need a little more structure in your life. Okay. And this person would definitely provide that, while you would bring a little aspect of, taking some risks here and there, having, going on blind faith sometimes. It's okay to drive a different way to work just to see, different scenery. It's okay to, go to a restaurant that you always go to and order something different, God forbid. And it's okay to hop on a plane or head to the airport and not necessarily know where you're going. It feels like that is what this connection is about. And this is definitely orchestrated through the universe, God, divine timing. Like this person didn't just fall into your lap. I feel like, if you met them at school or if you're both teachers, you might not have given each other a second look for the longest time, and then suddenly you're aware of this person. Or maybe they got transferred to your school. Or maybe you're in school and this is how you meet this person. Helping you, one of you is helping the other have some fun in life, and the other one is helping that person study. It's like opposites. Okay? All right, so let's pull a couple of Kipper cards for you. All right, so we have pathway, and we have child. Okay, so I feel like what this is speaking to is the reason that the two of you met is because it's almost like it's the pathway to this person's inner child. And for you, I feel like it's the pathway to a fresh new beginning. And the pathway, this card, the pathway talks about kind of a long road. Not in a bad way, but, this could be a very long-term relationship that's very, very balanced. Very balanced. All right. So a little different in the readings this week. Doing something a little bit different. Honestly, I feel like this video went a little bit long. I apologize for that, but that's what we have. All right. So it's about connections, how we connected. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you next week. All right. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.